has an impact in this hockey game. And the face-off at center ice again. Puck moved back in behind Papineau. Hayden Barnes is there. Weingart trying to play it away from Xander Valeris. Carson Harmer takes a bump from Ilya Protas. And this one taken away by Joseph Eichler in the neutral zone. Swung over to Connor Walt. Costello gets a rough ride from Hayden Barnes. The team, you can tell, they're chomping at the bit here. 50-50 puck off the draw. And the save made by Carter Froggatt with that blocker hand. Remember, he was shaking that off in some discomfort after the collision with Nick Sema. And we got a stoppage here and a delayed penalty. The Spirit have survived their first PK of the game. Wyatt Kennedy up for games. Here at 5-on-5, the cross corner dumped in. 1-0 on the goal by Christian Epperson. 26th of the season, Chernishaw the lone helper. Mangoni just gets it back out to center. And this will be picked up here by Andrew Robinson, playing in his second OHL game. Cole Davis up for Windsor, flipped it back out into Spirit real estate. That's over the laces of Hayden Barch. Back into that far side corner again. He gets a rough ride from Abraham. Lavin for Mangoni. Takes a look up through center, shifting on through. Wanted to send that one over to Barch, but a little miscommunication there. The return pass. Games will have the Spitfires back in. Dumped into the offensive zone once again. Barch takes a look. Nearly intercepted, but Sean Costello just settles. He's off for Windsor. 2-0 Spirit. Here's a chance for Greentree. A shot fought off by Papineau, and Protas sniffing around. We're going to drop this puck here in the Spirit end. I'm trying to get a look at that if we can, and it's one back to Eichler. A shot tipped on its way through the neutral zone, and that'll be a penalty. The question is for who? Probably both at this point. We get him. Harmer wins the face-off here. Dima Zook in a little trouble off the boards. Josh Glavin spins it over. 50 seconds left on the power play. Forgione stood up at the blue line by Greentree. Nick Sema just tries to bump this back in deep, but Abraham takes over for the Spitfires. Fires this down the length of the ice. Caleb Papineau, one hop right into the glove. Whoa, that's on top of the net and in the blue paint. Little unorthodox there.
Stuck in his mitt.
Carson Harmer picks it up in front of the goaltender. We'll see if the Spirit can turn this into anything. Stumbling is Eichler. Harmer's in, dusts it off, and cuts it in a circle. Drop back for Sema, the puck high up into the air. A little bit of a baseball swing there, and Sema's lucky that didn't tag Walt. He finishes his check in the corner. 14 seconds left on the contest. So we'll have a conversation with the officials at the end of the period. Caleb Mangoni, meanwhile, Spirit back on the power play, and Epperson one-timers fought off by Froggatt. Best chance he's seen in a little while. So McNamara will come out first. We'll be back at 4-on-4. And then Misa will come out. The Spirit will go back on the power play. But here's a steal. Meanwhile, Protas, getting a piece of it was Epperson. Still on the puck is Protas, and he plays it off the boards to himself. Taken there by Epperson.
Oh, another penalty.
And Froggatt's out to play this one. Dying seconds of the Epperson penalty. 10 seconds left. Don't want to jinx it. We might be back at 5-on-5 here in a second as Abraham's trying to knock his way to the net. Good save, and the rebound is put home by Abraham, who would not be denied, and it will go in as a power play goal. And he's got his team on the board here to make it 2-1. Luce hit by Belches. Nathan Games down the near side. Closed out by Forgione. Blake Barnes is taken out there by McNamara. Play continues, and Kluche's up ice. Into the offensive zone. Wide there for Carson Harmer. The return looking for Forgione. Bumped it out of the air. Speaking of baseball, as this goes back in behind the Windsor goal again. Good stick check there by Mangoni. The puck rolls up to the right point. Blake Barnes takes a shot into traffic. Never got to the net. Joseph Eichler laid ahead for games. Return pass now McNamara. Lost it into the skates of Carson Harmer. Broken play in the low slot. Belches trying to tap that to himself. He locks up with Harmer. On the near boards, he's going to roll up onto the shoulder of Luke McNamara. Paused there for a second, but it's back down on the playing surface or somewhere in McNamara's filling up here for Saginaw suddenly. Off the face-off, it's controlled by Windsor's Hicks. Over a one-time shot, stick saved by Caleb Papineau on Belches. Second unit starts out here for Windsor. Belches springs free of Jacob Kluche. This one just held in on the edge of the blue line. Cole Davis now. Near side pass, looking to the back goalpost. That one can't be angled in by Luke McNamara. All the way down and around. And Froggatt tried to drop off there for Carter Hicks. Calmly from back out behind his own net, away from the stick check of Carson Harmer. Dropped off to Cole Davis. Can't get wide of Harmer. Abraham tosses this one back on here to Hicks. Stick check by Jacob Kluche. Brings it back in. Josh Glavin, the first man to it for Saginaw, just jams this over a couple of heads. It'll be picked up here. Short-handed. Harmer can't get around the skates of Woodall. Can't get a piece of Woodall either on the attempted check. Back up for McNamara halfway through this Windsor power play. Their fifth of the hockey game. He's back in behind the goal. McNamara up high. Woodall, lots of room. Luce tries to occupy the space. Protas in the circle. Cross-ice feed. A one-timer by Abraham here in the second period. Still 2-1 thanks to that man there, Josh Glavin. Harmer there for Epperson. Into the offensive end. Drops it off. Chernyshov opens a lane. Chernyshov shoots off a body. Rebound picked up by Epperson. Sandwiched there by Kennedy. Epperson turned into the boards yet again. Greentree back on this for Windsor. Chernyshov awkwardly into the wall. Harmer knocked after it by Nesbitt. This one spun back down low as Mangoni's there. Twists away from Kennedy. Mangoni comes out on the backhand, a shot. Good kick save there by Carter Froggett. As Kennedy gets the outlet pass, it'll be off the stick of Blake Barnes. Poked away. Greentree got no angle here, but he's got the puck first. Back and behind the Spirit net. Greentree put back in front. Belchez chopped that there, and a good reverse hit. That'll send down Carson Harmer. Puck picked up by Greentree. Here's an opportunity. Stick check there by Kluche. And the puck ends up on the far boards. Eichler taps that high off the glass. Greentree stops up against Forgione. Kluche's on this puck for the Spirit, and he just gets it out to center. Robinson away from the outstretched stick of Harmer. 50-50 puck on the red line here. Jammed back for Joseph Eichler. Jacob Kluche out with Hayden Barch, Carson Harmer, and P.J. Forgione on the 6th penalty kill here for the Spirit in this game. Cole Davis into the offensive end as the second power play unit goes to work now for Windsor. Abraham puts it back in front. McNamara jammed up there by Barch. The puck back in the near corner now. Kluche will split in between two Windsor players, Belchez and McNamara. And it's dropped off from Froggett to Hicks. 15 on the power play here. Belchez is in, cuts to the inside. Moving on through Forgione, inside out a shot. Papineau makes the save. As 8th among rookie scorers. Jilkin, Kluche, and Harmer all top 5 as well. Is this one cleared back? Check that Jilkin in centering this line. And win the face-off back. Belchez rejected by Saginaw's Barnes. Mangoni trying to steal. Does steal. Takes a shot and a save by Froggett. He's got the puck off the face-off. Moves up high back into the circle. Little weight shift and a head fake. Trying to put it back in front for Harmer. That one goes out the other side. Forgione lets it come back to him. And it's pushed back in for Caleb Mangoni again. Woodall puts him into the boards. Play continues. Mangoni slow to get up. Belchez looking for a way out of his own end. It's intercepted by Forgione in the neutral zone. That could have been a great chance for Luke McNamara. As now Mangoni's pass goes off the wall. Hicks back in front of Kluche. Belchez given away by McNamara. Harmer a shot while falling and a pad save by Froggett. Belchez takes Mangoni out of the play. Puck back at center. Forgione swings for Barnes. Laid back in. It starts out again here for Windsor. Glavin won't give Davis any real estate to work with, so it's James Go out from behind the Spirit net and clears up the backhand. Froggett moves it along. Davis hit by Jacob Kluche. Steals there from Carter Hicks. Trying to keep things going back and behind the net. Kluche spun around there by Hicks. Gets free. Puck off the boards, and that's it for Kluche. He's back to the bench. And the Spitfires will see Abraham back up to center. Now Belchez down the near side. Waits it on the curl and drag. It's poked away by Glavin. James Go looking at Gervais shorthanded. Down the wing. Make that 2 for 7 now. This one up through center. Abraham's got it. Shouldered by Carson Harmer. Up and ahead to Chernyshov. Approaching the final minute of the period as Chernyshov is in, knocked down. Still on this puck as Kennedy gives him the business. Now Blake Barnes off the boards. Back in deep for Dima Zilkin. Left there for Carson Harmer. Kennedy puts him into the boards. Glavin up high. Swings it near side. Blake Barnes back over. Harmer takes a shot. That one blocked by Kennedy, but Harmer's on the rebound. Backhanded passes settled by Barnes. Gets in deep. Chernyshov. Heavy hit again from Kennedy, and that one can't be held in by the outstretched stick of Blake Barnes. Chernyshov. NHL Draft prospect 1 year after his first draft eligible season. Cristofore's done the same thing. Massive part of this Windsor blue line. Abraham on the offensive zone face-off here against Harmer. Falling, but he's able to win it back. Forgione around to Mangoni. Will reverse it there on Games. Can't get the puck out. Abraham slid across. Woodall off the wall. Head fake away from Kluche. Taken down. Carson Harmer down over some heads. Mangoni races over. Gets the stick inside on Hicks, and he's back and behind the Windsor goal. Mangoni doubling back. Stick check there by Cole Davis. On the puck now is Hicks. Hangs that one in front off the skate of Abraham, and a high shot there by Mangoni catches the glass. Spitfires have not made many turnovers like that. Look at that puck. That dug into the ice. And Nesbitt tying up with Harmer. Spirit moved this puck out of their own end, but they've stalled again. Luce back to the stick work of Davis. Hunted down by Belchez and Kluche. Davis off the draw. Mangoni pushes things in here for the Spirit. Throws back up the boards. Two Spitfires watch him. Mangoni shifts on through. Belchez takes him out of the equation. Bart's just reaching back. Gets it back here for the Spirit. Hit by Nesbitt. Eichler's on this again here for Windsor. Off the skate of Nesbitt. He's the overtime hero back in this building on September 25th. Carson Harmer up through center ice. Stretching wide on Morneau. 2 against 2. Harmer shoots. That's a pad save there by Froggatt. Eichler turns around. Games gets it out to center. Now it'll be taken away here by James Go. He's going to lose an edge there, I believe, against Games. Try back in behind the goal. This will be walked out again by Morneau. Turnaround shot. That one fought off there by Papineau. Rebound chance. Saved again by Papineau, and the rebound is lost, but picked up by Go. And quickly, Morneau and McNamara will take the puck away. Spitfires high again. Woodall point shot. Saved by Papineau. The rebound located in front. Sprawling out. Papineau punches it away from McNamara. Rebound off the pads, and then this one up into the period. 5-3 Windsor as Epperson shifts away from Costello. And the speed in the neutral zone, not what it typically has been here for Saginaw. This one back and behind the goal. Kluche tries to go to work against Eichler. Costello off the boards and out to center. Mangoni watches. Weingart trying to get on the horse here. He's beating out the icing, and he's going to put James Go into the boards. Mangoni's waiting for this puck to pop out. Finally pulls it free. Kicks it there. Glavin's in some trouble. Spitfires do not keep it in. They got to go back and touch up as it was fired back in by Andrew Robinson. James Go for Mangoni. Carson Harmer, cross ice. Kluche takes a shot, and that goes wide, maybe off the outside of the goal. Josh Glavin pops over his stick blade. Taken down by Games, and the Spirit are on. Nesbitt back for Woodall. Spitfires go up into the neutral zone. Carson Harmer steals there from Kluche. 3-on-2. Kluche finds Mangoni, cuts it, takes a shot. That one fought off by Froggatt. It changed direction. McNamara hammered by Mangoni, but he's gotten the puck around for Hicks, and a big-time hit by Kluche. Knocks the puck free. Carson Harmer down to the corner. Mangoni rolling up high through the stick checks of Nesbitt. Mangoni shifting again. Back to the top of the zone. Mangoni takes a look. That one blocked on its way. Harmer hustles after it. Keeps the play alive here for Saginaw at the top of the zone. Harmer going down the right side. He's got a lane. Takes a shot. That one tipped wide and off the end boards. McNamara gets it out of danger. Carson Woodall clears. Best shift of the period by far here for Saginaw. Forgione tries to prolong it. Harmer back in. Takes a shot. Toe save made by Froggatt. Davis back there for Hicks. Now the Spirit got to get a line change for Greentree. Stolen away by Josh Glavin. Doubles back and uses the boards. Little pinball back in behind the Spirit net. Now they're in trouble as Weingart pushes it back in. Costello against Glavin. Carson Harmer again for Saginaw. Trouble with the passes. Games is going to steal. James Go places it back in behind the net. Halfway through the third. 5-3 the Windsor lead. Woodall back up for Weingart. Long toss in, and his stick saved by Papineau. This goes to the corner. Costello puts Glavin into the wall, and it's up for Harmer again. Tries to stretch on by. Woodall cuts him off. Kluche wins a puck battle. Blake Barnes. And you see the frustration as that ends it. An opportunity for the first line as Protas puts things back in. Kluche back behind the Spirit net. Up for Xander Valeris. The defenseman leading the rush into the offensive zone. Dropped off for Mangoni. Lost the puck. Gets cleaned out there by Greentree. Harmer's on it. In the slot. Trying to put it backdoor for Valeris. It goes wide, and now Greentree up the near side. Going to be a breakaway. Greentree against Papineau. Tied up there by Mangoni. The great save by Papineau as he stretches out the right pad. Now taken by Kluche. End to end we go. Mangoni, who was the last man back for Saginaw, doesn't have any gas left in the tank. Puck, but it's onto the stick of Abraham. He's got to wait for his teammates to touch up. Inside 6 to go. James Go on and off the tape of Harmer. Morneau twisting it around. Papineau there to knock it into space with his goal stick. James Go to Carson Harmer. To Caleb Mangoni on the near side. Pushed in past Eichler. Robinson on it there for Windsor. Moved back to Eichler. Looks around. Finds Mangoni there. But Greentree puts it back over. Robinson back over Abraham. Nicely tackled there by Kluche. They're onside. Greentree on a broken play. A shot fought off by Papineau. But now things are feeling good right now. Caleb Papineau's back in the Spirit net. We're inside 4 to go in regulation. They still need one more. And things are going to be a lot tighter on the Windsor side. Papineau remains in the goal for now. Davis driving wide. The Spitfires could really curtail the energy on the Spirit bench if they put one in the back of the net here. Harmer takes a heavy check. Nesbitt runs right through him for Joni. Gives it back to Josh Glavin. Up for Kluche, and that one's up into the bench. Two of his best face-off men in Harmer and Gervais. Now, it doesn't matter here because the Spitfires win it. They slip things ahead for Abraham. Trying to go back up. In behind the Spirit net it goes. Josh Glavin up for Gervais. Rolling back in, Carson Woodall. Icing's been waved out. It is loud in this building. There have been a couple of opportunities where players think they're hearing whistles, and maybe the opposite sometimes. They keep on going here. Inside the final 90 of regulation. Eichler and Gervais do battle. Morneau locking up with Kluche. Harmer back in. Gervais off the wall, away from Eichler. Kluche's on it here. Back and behind the net. Jacob Kluche on the near side. In the circle, gets free. That shot goes off a body and out of play. Building, they've each claimed one. The Windsor Spitfires start out with possession here. Woodall with Morneau and Davis. Mangoni, Harmer, and James Go for the Saginaw Spirit. Both coaches holding back a handful of players for later shifts here in overtime, should it last that long. Woodall, a little tied up there with the official, but he drops back into Windsor real estate. Give and go with Morneau. Now a 2-on-1 force. Woodall with Davis. Near side, Davis back over, disrupted by James Go. And now this one to the boards. Up and out to center. Morneau retrieves. Fresh bodies hop here for the Spitfires. Protas. Back up through center ice. Drops it off nearly to Carson Harmer there. Not quite in his zip code. Kennedy gives it back to him. Kennedy watched by Mangoni. He's going to try to slide off here for the Spirit. Unless he can steal the puck. This one sent Spirit. Harmer and Abraham. Off the tie-up. Kluche's got it. Rolling up high. Jacob Kluche. Over to Josh Glavin. Pressure by Abraham. Glavin fires it in. Kluche locks up with Davis. Here's a chance for Kluche. Back and behind the net. Kluche up high. Misa's back on. And we got